client Cindy is a leader in the finance organization. She has 8 managers reporting to her and a total of 100 people in her entire organization. Cindy, what's going on?
So, Andrea, as you know, we have hired a number of Gen Y employees to bring in fresh new ideas. And what we're finding is that a lot of our managers just can't handle it. They don't know how to deal with them. So I was thinking we should bring in some robust Gen Y training so that they can understand how to better manage them. Maybe get an expert from the outside, one of the external consultants that you work with, to come in and do that.
Well, I'd like to really understand the issues, understand what behaviors you're seeing, and then come up with the best solution for you.
Okay.
So, of these 8 managers that you have, do they all manage Gen Y employees?
No, only about 4 of them do, but everybody interacts with each other, so I think they could only benefit from having that kind of a training and learning more about it. In fact, we have a team development coming up here shortly, and it'd be the perfect thing to do for one of the days, don't you think?
I really appreciate that you value development. If we're taking up your busy manager's time, I want to make sure we're really giving you the right solution. So could we talk a little bit about these 4 managers and the behaviors that you're seeing from their employees?
Sure.
Are all 4 of them having issues with the Gen Y employees?
No, I guess it's just 2 of them. On Julie and Ian's teams, there seem to be the biggest problems.
So when you say they don't know how to manage Gen Y, what is it you're seeing that they're struggling to manage? Are there common trends? Does it differ from one employee to the next?
Well, Julie has one that seems to be prevalent among all of her employees, and it's that they wear these headphones, they listen to music, and it's very distracting, and it seems that they're going to be making a lot of errors on that.
What's your group's policy on that?
I don't guess we really have one.
So you said the music could cause them to make errors. What errors are you seeing?
Well, I don't think they can really accurately enter data in a spreadsheet with music blaring in their ears. I know I sure couldn't.
I get it, and at the same time, I know we're all wired differently. How's it affecting performance?
I don't think we've really seen any specific errors, but it's only a matter of time.
Do you know why Julie's group wears headphones more than the others?
Well, I'm not completely sure, but they are in a very high-trafficked area, so I'm guessing it's noisier than the other areas.
So it sounds like there are not really any performance impacts. It's just your preference that they don't wear headphones, and because none of the others do. Or is there something else that you're seeing?
Well, now that you ask it that way, we're a very collaborative group, and when they have the headphones on, they seem disinterested, and I'm guessing people don't want to ask them questions and don't want to interrupt them because it's kind of shutting others out.
That makes sense. So what you want is for them to be more available for collaboration. Are there certain times when they need to be more available? Well,
in the mornings is when the groups from other departments are reconciling information from us. So we'd want them to be available then. But, you asked if we had a policy on this. It's not a bad idea to create a policy around that, just to say that during these specific times in the mornings, that's when they need to be available to answer questions from others. I'm going to make a note of that.
And we could actually talk about how you might coach your managers to share that information with them. And also, maybe there's a way to reduce noise in that area. We could think about that perhaps.
Yeah, I'll take a look at that. That one's a little trickier thing to fix, but yeah, let me give that some thought. Absolutely.
So Cindy, are there some other common trends that you're seeing in Julie's group or Ian's group besides the headphones?
Not so much with Julie's anymore, but Ian's group seems to have a lot of unrealistic expectations.
What do you mean by unrealistic expectations?
Well, there's one person in Ian's group who is constantly asking to be involved in work in another manager's group. And they haven't even mastered her own, she hasn't even mastered her own responsibilities yet. And then there's another person who, I've been in the job 12 months, I need to get promoted. So it just seems unrealistic. They need to learn their own jobs.
What do you think is causing those expectations?
They're Gen Y. I think, it seems to be very typical of Gen Y. They feel like they should constantly be getting promotions or new assignments or moving up or something along those lines. They've just got to walk before they can run.
So I hear you. What is it you and the managers want those employees to do differently?
I want them to be content with where they are and to know that, all that stuff will come in due time.
Well, everybody's motivations are different.
Mm-hmm.
And we really can't control their ability to be content. What we can do is have them understand how in our organization career movement works, how it works laterally, how it works as they grow into other positions. And that's one thing that we can do as leaders and help them with.
Yeah. I'm not really comfortable, a lot of our managers aren't really comfortable, I think, having that conversation about what career movement is. And we really want the employees to understand that they need to learn, their current role, and when they're ready, we'll give them new assignments. We'll give them more work when they're ready, but they really need to be focused on their current role.
So it doesn't sound to me like the managers are having those conversations with the employees.
No, not right now. I don't know that they really have the skill set to do that.
Well, it sounds like your expectations, the expectations of your leadership team, you and the managers, aren't aligned with the expectations of the employees.
Mm-hmm.
In the employee's mind, they probably see those aspirations as reasonable.
So, yeah, when you say it like that, it does make a lot of sense. I guess I assume people will know that it takes time to progress. You don't walk in and 12 months later automatically get promoted. And it just, I guess it feels like they should, like I said before, they should know that when they're ready, we'll give them more work.
Cindy, when we first started this conversation, you said that you hired Gen Y employees because you wanted them to bring new ideas in. And so in order to get that from them, we have to find a way to keep them engaged.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things we know about Gen Y is that they want a lot of coaching and mentoring from their immediate manager, from the people that they work with. If we don't do that, if we can't give them what they need, what's going to happen?
Well, clearly they're going to get really dissatisfied and they're going to leave. That's one thing about this group I've noticed is when they're done, they're done. They don't give you any clues and give you time to fix it. They're gone.
Yeah. So could I kind of backtrack and see where we are right now?
Yeah, that'd be a good idea, I think.
Okay, so we started the conversation with you're requesting us doing some training for Gen Y, managing Gen Y for your entire leadership team. As we've kind of honed in on the real issues, you've got two managers, Julie and Ian, who are struggling in different ways with their Gen Y folks. Julie having the people who are using their headphones while they're working, and we've talked about some ideas that you might employ to solve that problem already. You don't see that it's causing any performance issues, but you do need them to be free to collaborate in the mornings. So we talked about having a policy, if you will, of a certain time of day that they're available for that. And then you were also going to look into the noise issue.
Yeah.
With Ian's team, and probably with some of the others too eventually, you're seeing what you see as too rapid need for career progression, trying to take on more work and learn more work before they even know their current job. And we've talked about the fact that the managers are probably not coaching them around how to progress in their career because they don't necessarily know how to have those conversations.
That'd be my guess, yes.
Is that pretty accurate as to where we are right now?
Yeah, you've summed it up beautifully. And to be fair, I'm not even sure I know how to have those conversations around career movement, so I don't understand why I'd expect them to be able to have those as well.
So back to your original request. What you really want is you want engaged Gen Y employees who are contributing new ideas, new thought, fresh eyes to the
Yes.
business. You want to preserve the culture of collaboration you have.
Mm-hmm.
And one way to do that would be to educate the managers on Gen Y,
Yeah,
bring in a consultant to do training.
right.
Now that we've talked,
Mm-hmm.
I think there might be some more effective ways to get the outcome you want. Would you be open to exploring those?
Oh, please, yes, that would be great.
Okay. So if I can help you and your managers understand how career movement works here, role play that with them to have these coaching conversations,
Mm-hmm.
would that meet your needs?
It would. I just want to be sure that all 8 managers understand Gen Y, because even though they might not currently have people who report to them, they still do work with them, and in the future they may have them. So why don't you come to our next meeting and talk about that? I think that'd be great.
Here's what I propose. I have a great article on Gen Y
Mhm.
that you could take to your meeting,
Mm-hmm.
lead a discussion with your managers about how the different ideas apply to them specifically in their roles and in the people that are on your team. I could even come up with some discussion questions that you could use to spark the conversation. I think that would be a lot more effective and a lot less costly than hiring an external consultant to come in and talk to the team. How does that sound?
That sounds great, but can you come and lead that discussion?
So I could, but I want to explore what would the value be of me leading that discussion versus you leading the discussion.
Well, I mean, Andrea, they know that you're HR, that you lead training and you go into meetings and share information. I'm just not seeing what the big deal is here.
Who leads and who's accountable for the behavior, the leader behavior in this team?
That would be me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think in this situation, it would be so powerful coming from you.
You're right. It would. I guess, and it's a little bit embarrassing. At my level, I should know all of this, but I just don't feel like I have enough information and knowledge around all of this to feel comfortable about leading that discussion. I get the article and all that stuff, but when we get down to that career coaching piece and the movement, that's where I get lost.
Cindy, there is absolutely nothing to be embarrassed about.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of managers struggle with these kinds of conversations. But you know what? It is so worth putting the effort in to learn how to do it better. Even though you're dealing with a generation, and we know that there's some traits within that generation, every individual's motivations are different. And when we can get employees sitting down with their managers and really talking about their aspirations, what engages and motivates them, that can be very powerful.
Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. I need to do this.
So putting the effort there sounds like it would be a whole lot more beneficial than an expensive one-size-fits-all training. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I absolutely would. I'm really gonna need your help with that, in addition to that article, and maybe some coaching from you would be very beneficial for me.
So Cindy, let's schedule some time in the next couple of days to go over how the career progression works, and then also how you might have those coaching conversations.
Okay.
Then I will get you the article and the questions, and we'll also schedule some time for follow-up after your meeting so that we can see how it went and I can continue to be a support to you on an ongoing basis.
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be really helpful. Thank you, Andrea.
You're welcome.